Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Monday video. I thought we'd talk a little bit about holding space today and the forgotten art of holding space. What actually is it to hold space? We hear this word, we hear this phrase kind of bandied around a little, and and we might even say, "Thank you for holding the space" to someone, or "Oh, I'm going to hold the space." What does that actually really mean? Because I think there's a little bit of an overlap, as there are with many terms that are used these days. There is somewhat the original meaning of it, the vibration of it, and then how we interpret it based on our vibration. So I'd love to go into that just a little bit today in this short video. But first, I just want to say welcome to everyone that may be new to this channel. Welcome. If you are just starting to tune into these videos, I hope that you find inspiration to remember who you are through them, that they help unlock the keys within you to your heart, to your truth, to your soul, and your higher self. And also help make life a little bit more fun and easy and flowing. So holding space. It's really interesting because in this world, we are vibrational beings, right? We are emotional beings. And whenever there is an emotion concerned, oftentimes it forms a lens or a layer over us, right? We spend so much of our lives operating from a point of ego without realizing it, because we operate from the mind, right? What do we think? How are we perceiving something? We've spent lifetimes upon lifetimes essentially disembodying ourselves, right? Forgetting how to grow the soul and how to be in that vibration of love, and instead being in the mind to a point where we don't even realize we're in the mind. And when we're in the mind, we have the emotions to tell us which part of us we're operating from. Are we operating from soul, from heart, from love? Are we operating from an ego part of us, which may be hidden, which may be unseen? Everyone has ego, right? Everyone. And there's more than one of those egos within us, right? There are multiple. Many, many, many egos within us. They're the voices that distract you in your mind. They're the thoughts that run through when you're trying to meditate. That's the ego. And this is interesting because on this planet, we're kind of in this space where we're going through this ascension process, as many are calling it. But a key part of that is being able to center our breath, become the observer, be objective rather than subjective. And this actually is imperative in how we hold space, because what is holding space? It's holding a container for yourself, for someone else. Usually it's used in the sense of holding space for someone else, right? What is that, though? I wonder what it is to you. I'm going to share my perspective, but I wonder what it is for you. Write in the comments what you feel holding space is, or if you've had an experience of someone who is holding the space really well. Because to me, holding space is being able to be witness, to maintain a vibration of stillness, of love, around someone. Could be anyone, could be stranger, could be friend, could be family, could be animal, could be human, could be anyone. Is holding a vibration. To me, that's what holding space is. It's holding a vibration of non-judgment and love, so that you can become the objective witness and point of safety, of trust, that anchor of light for someone else as they discover their emotions. So what that could mean is they could be having doubts. They could be having doubts and they need a sounding board. They could be having worries or fears or they could even be projecting those worries and fears, projecting it onto someone, onto you even. Oftentimes we find ourselves feeling that we're holding space, but really we're taking whatever is said personal, or we're wanting to speak to it, or we're wanting to answer, we're wanting to show that we know the answer to whatever it is that they're saying. We want to be able to help fix it. We want to this, that, and the other. That's, to me, that's not holding space. To me, that's the ego overriding, and the ego saying, hey, I need to prove myself here. I want to do it in this way because this being needs my help. To me, that's not holding space, but I know there was a time where I would always be in that space when I was still going through and becoming the observer to my own reality, my own inner workings and voices of ego. Holding space is somewhat of a forgotten art because we've forgotten how to be still. So how do we expand that? Because without being able to hold space for one another, for ourselves and for one another, we're not going to succeed in coming together as one community, one family. Without being able to hold space, we won't be able to find that stillness in ourselves. So many of us are wanting bigger and better things. They're wanting, we're wanting these realities that are soothing and calming and abundant and loving and of a vibration that is so high and beautiful. Yet we still operate from the subjective ego without the ability to still those voices, to observe ourselves and hold a vibration. It's interesting because you may find that there is, you may have a friend or a family member who is so incredible at holding space for you. Like, that person that you can just go to when your emotions are just expressing, and the emotions are not us, right? We are not our emotions. Our emotions are simply a way of telling us what we're attuned to, what we're identifying with. The emotions tell us if we're identifying with ego, if we're identifying with love, with soul, with expansion and growth. So when we're feeling that bliss, that love, that joy, we know that we're in that alignment with soul, with ourselves. We're growing that light within us. And when we're feeling anything less than, then we're identifying with a part of ego that we haven't perhaps seen consciously or objectively yet. So it's really interesting, hey? Because in order to hold space, we have to know ourselves. We have to be able to be centered and still and just listen. Just see whomever is opposite, whether that's ourselves or someone else, and just see them. Not how they might see themselves in that moment, but seeing the light within them. And instead of wanting to speak it, to stop their process, because their emotions are their emotions. They're not ours, they're not personal to us. Nothing is ever personal to us other than what we ourselves. And even then, not really so. But to just witness, to just see, to be so calmly present in the stillness of your heart that another can feel free and safe to say what they need to say, to feel what they need to feel, to express what they need to express, without fear of judgment, without fear of anything really, so that they can actually bear witness to themselves through the reflection of you. It's a forgotten art and it's coming back. We're remembering. As we remember ourselves, we remember how to hold space. It's a very sacred process to do this, right? And I look forward and I'm excited to see how we're all remembering this bit by bit and showing this to one another, right? Bit by bit, day by day. It shows that the collective masculine energy is remembering who he is as well, because it's the masculine energy that holds containers, right? The feminine energy holds that nourishment, that compassion, that grace. And it's the masculine energy within us that holds a structure for that compassion and grace to reflect back towards whomever is opposite. I just thought it'd be fun to think about, because I know I've been thinking about that a lot recently. And how quick alchemy can happen, how quick a process can happen, how quick healing can happen when we're not trying to make holding space about us, and we're not trying to fix, when we're not trying to offer words, suggestions, when we're just there, listening, loving, seeing through the heart. And what a powerful bond of trust and love that builds as well with you and the other. For the world that we want to create to come to fruition, to blossom and grow, it starts at the roots, the foundation. And you want to nourish those roots with the love which we are, truly are, right? Thought it would just be fun. It'd just be fun to think about this, because it's going to be a really important topic over the next few weeks, few months, few years even. This is the time that we remember how to do this, and we show up for ourselves and for others. We become responsible for ourselves, our own energy, so that we can hold the space for another. Anyway, that's all for today. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday for Wednesday's meditation. I actually look forward to seeing some of you as well for Wednesday evening, where we have part 2 of Ancient Secrets of Sacred Union. We'll be going a lot more into red tantra and white tantra. On that call, we'll be looking a lot more at ovarian and testicular breathing and cultivating your own pranic life force, and how sexual alchemy occurs. And we'll be talking a little bit more about that union. So I look forward to seeing you all there. The link is in the description box. And part 1 is available as a recording, so feel welcome if you haven't enrolled on part 1 as well. The downloading is available, or the download, the recording, I should say, is available for you as well. So much love to you all. So many blessings.